on the deep diving crankbait. It might be a good one. It is an Arc CMT 10. Nice one, right by the dock piling. Fish. Really dark bass, guys. Nice, told you, man. All right, we're back. Oh, that feels good, guys. Feels great to catch a bass out here on a spot that I haven't caught fish on in months. Finally had a little bit of a change in evening temperatures. Got a little bass in the boat to start things off, guys. I got this one on the Bait Finesse Evo jig. I had an Egg Zone Stealth Creature on there, but he flipped it off. But he definitely lives in between those rocks. That thing was super dark. Throwing that on my 7.4 Dobbins with a Sioux Dark Wolf and 7-pound fluoro. There's that little black and green pumpkin stealth creature bait that I had on the back of there, guys. 2 3/4 of an inch. Good, guys. On the deep diving crankbait, it might be a good one. Might be a good one, boys. Oh yeah. Might be a good fish. Oh yeah. Let's go. Oh, he's gonna be borderline. I shouldn't do this. Ah. Got it. That's a nice fish. Oh man, guys, I can't tell you how good this feels. 2 fish off of the first spot, and this was on the bait that I really wanted to come out here and put some time into. It is an Arc CMT 10. So it's only 5/16 of an ounce, but it dives 10 feet. So it's like the first true mini crankbait that I know that can get down to that 10 foot mark. And sure enough, wind blowing underneath of this dock, pushing some bait underneath, and it's right about that 8 to 10 foot range, right off the edge of this courtesy dock. Got one. God, guys, might be a good one. Oh, white bass, good grief. No wonder why it popped it so hard that first time. Holy cow. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I reeled into something heavy, and as soon as it felt weight, it was gone. Popped me off, broke off. I have 2 of these cranks. This is my second one. Hard to say what it was. I really hope it wasn't a big bass. It could have just been a snag down there, but that's 3 bites or 2 bites and a snag that I've gotten on that CMT 10 crankbait, guys. So far I'm really liking the action and how straight it swims. There's another fish, little white bass on that CMT 10. Fish. Oh, that's an actual bass. There we go. Underneath the dock on the Mega Bass crank. Just a little bit bigger than a dink. Not quite keeper size, but not quite a dink. Like I said, we're just drawing bites today, guys, which is such a change from the last, I don't know how many times I've been out here. There are consequences to throwing deeper diving crankbaits on light line, and both of those CMT 10s are history. Lost one under the floating dock, and then lost the other one in the marina by a piling. And when it's like 8 to 10 feet down there and you have 7-pound test on, there's really like nothing you can do, because even if you throw a lure knocker down there, a lot of times the lure knocker is going to break your line. So if you throw small deeper diving crankbaits on light line, you just got to be willing to donate quite a few of them, unfortunately. But there's another little largie on the BFS mid-running Griffin in a bluegill color. Got something tiny, guys. Oh man, little bitty bass. I spoke way too soon. The last fish we caught was maybe just a little after 4 and 612. So been a solid butt kicking since then. There's a little one. There's something. Yeah, bass. Just had one get off. It's a decent spotted bass, actually. There's another bait for us for the evening. Another crankbait, Rapala ultralight crank. Pretty good little spotted bass there. I had one get off at the opening right before this too. It was a little bit bigger largemouth, maybe just like a couple pounds, so nothing crazy. That's on my favorite crank rod, the Sioux Dragon with the Sioux Dark Wolf, 6-pound sunlight. Another one. That's another little spot. Was another little spot, guys. Hit it right as I was pulling it out of the water. There was one back there. Dang, dude. Pretty dang good one. It's always one of the positives of rolling in a 14-foot John boat is just being able to put some casts where a lot of people can't, and there's this decent largie hiding underneath that dock right in that crevice back there. He hit the Rapala ultralight crank. That was about the size of the one that pulled off right by the boat at the opening over there. Nice one, right by the dock piling. Floating docks tonight. Floating docks have been key. That might be the biggest fish of the night. Right there. That's a fat one. That's a fat one. Oh, I didn't tell you guys either, but I completely jacked my back last Wednesday. This is a week later, haven't been out since, and just finally got it to where I can stand it to be in one place without being, like, stand in one spot without being miserable. Another blessing is we are just out here fishing. Nicest fish of the evening right there on the Sioux Dragon, Sioux Dark Wolf, and 6-pound sunline combo with the Rapala ultralight crank. Now we caught a 16 too, like a 16 and a half. That's just a 15 incher, but he's fat. Healthy summer fish. Love it. Yeah, so I know the fishing obviously wasn't anything crazy tonight. But what I did find was another crankbait that's just kind of helping me round out my entire spectrum of finesse crankbaits that I typically throw. And what I was missing was a small bait. That's the key, a small bait capable of getting all the way down to 10 feet. Because really that's kind of like my top end, honestly, of like as deep as I fish. Most of the lakes that I fish really aren't that deep, and most of the cover that I fish really doesn't get much deeper than 10 feet. And that little Arc CMT 10 crankbait, guys, is going to be a staple for me. I did not get to throw them for long. I literally lost 2 within like the first hour and a half of fishing, and I was a little bit bummed about it, but at the same time I wasn't, because even in that short period of time, it did perform. It caught the biggest fish of the afternoon and evening there, paralleling it around some floating docks. It does have a subtle rattle to it, and that bill is pretty dang long for such a small bait. The body of the bait is under 2 inches, guys, 1 inch and 7/8, and it's only 8 grams or 5/16 of an ounce, which is right at the top end of my Dobbins Sierra 700C that I was throwing it on. So I've got a rod rated for it. I put it on 7-pound fluoro, and the action was really good on it. It got deep quick, and it maintained bottom contact well. I think the first one that I broke off, unfortunately, I do think it was a pretty dang good sized fish. I don't know if it was a bass, guys. Could have been like a catfish under that dock, but it slammed it, took it sideways, and then it was gone. So I really didn't even get a chance to lift much. But then the second time was damn fishing line underneath of one of the marina docks, and there's literally just nothing you can do about that. I couldn't even get my rod tip all the way down to where it was snagged at. It was snagged like, 8 feet down there, so I was just SOL on that one. But I re-looked on their website. They're $8.99, and it's not a bad price for a crankbait. I wish they were more along the lines of like $5.99, but beggars can't be choosers, and it's a really good bait. And after I lost those 2, I tried to throw one of my other medium to deep diving crankbaits that I used to throw a lot, which is the 6 Sense Curve 55. And you can see, guys, the difference in size is honestly pretty significant. This thing is super wide. It's kind of got more of a wiggle wart shape, whereas this one's a more tapered and slim profile. And it's a lot louder, and the hooks are way bigger. So I couldn't even get a bite on the Curve 55, but that doesn't mean this isn't a good bait, guys. It does really well in the fall and the winter time. But honestly, I wish I would have been throwing this one more this summer, because I think I could have been catching a lot more fish in August and July, like throwing this under docks and getting all the way down to that 10-foot mark. So y'all just keep that in mind. And something else that was working for me tonight, guys, that I also wish that I would have been doing earlier this August and July, is fishing floating docks. And what I was doing is I cast out, you keep your rod parallel to the edge of the floating dock, and then you run that crankbait all the way down, digging right along the edge of the floating docks. Some people will even like bend the eye of their bait to make it run further underneath of the floating dock. I don't really like to do that because I fish a lot of open water too, and I don't want to bend it over and over again until it breaks. But you cast it out, you keep your rod tip down, if not in the water, try to even direct it underneath of the floating dock and just crank away, keeping in contact with the bottom. And a lot of times I got 3 or 4 fish that way. I think I actually got 4 bass cranking alongside of floating docks. So give that finesse cranking technique a try there, guys. And if nothing else, since the fishing wasn't great today, at least you maybe got some tips from me in that regard. But also, y'all comment down below if you know of any crankbaits like under that 8 gram mark, or under maybe even 3/8 of an ounce, because that's kind of like my uppermost threshold of stuff that I will throw on my Dobbins Sierras, is about 3/8 of an ounce to even a ½ ounce. I guess some of the swanks that I throw, the 66X, are a ½ ounce, but that's a shallow diving one. But let me know in the comments below if y'all know of any, and this might be a better way to think of it, any less than 2-inch crankbaits that get down to that 10-foot mark, because I really don't know of that many other than this one, and this one performed really well for me tonight. But if y'all enjoyed those tips and that fishing, please leave a like for me. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet, guys. Always feel free to talk with me in the comments below. Check out the description for links to gear and my email, where if you guys want to get in on the Big Bass Challenge each month, you can buy a measuring mat from me by contacting me at my Gmail account above. Check out the link to the playlist that I leave in the pinned comment below with more bait finesse bass action. And please share this with somebody, guys. Share this with a finesse loving friend if you could for me and help me grow my channel. But other than that, y'all take her easy. We'll catch you on the next one. Oh yeah, might be a good fish. Oh yeah, let's go.